I'm a living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior. I'm spitting it heavy, the mission is steady. Your bitches are jelly, I'm ditching the petty. You're digging for pennies, I'm itching and ready. I open my heart when I listen to Shetty. I'm bold like a boss, but I'm little like Debbie. I know what the bros, I got richer than Getty. I'm holding the guap and I'm whipping the Yeti. Yeah, Kari can play with advanced moves. I'm fucking my girl and her man too. I'm taking the ball like the Rand do. My soul is the one that I can't lose. I soak up the sun like a sand dune. I'm holding up love with the bamboo. I'm rolling the blunt by the candle. Taking the game, running it back without taking a drink. Yeah, I'm the one and I'm making a wave. Rolling the blunt and I'm blazing a J. I'm escaping the brain, go straight for the cake. I'ma take to the bank, not taking a break. I'm made for the race, I pray for the day. I wake with a bake in a great estate. Are you living in a box? I'm bigger than a box. I'm spitting to supply my bread. My vision on the top is living like a boss when I kick it in a nice white jet. I'm quicker with the bars, I'm wishing with a one. Yeah, I'm dipping to the bar, I guess. I'm switching like LeBron when I spit it in a song. My mission is to try my best. Taking a stab, but I came with a bat. I be chasing to grab my goals. If you hate in the back and you ain't with the facts, don't be faking and act like bros.
Welcome back to MMA Underground. I'm filling in for Buddy V, and in the spirit of Buddy V, and I'm co-hosting with the one and only
Sam K. And man, we got a phenomenal guest in the building. The one, the only, Damaniak. How doing?
Y'all doing, man? Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
great,
sir.
bro. How y'all doing?
Good, brother. Good. Glad to have you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Glad to be on here, bro.
I remember the last time I talked to you on the show, you and I went off talking about Crown Royal and Apple and Crown Royal and something.
Crown Apple, Sweet Sour, and Sprite.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's the shit right there. Hey, but I'm on some new shit right now too, man. The Crown Apple got a new flavor. It's Crown Blackberry. Crown Blackberry with some cranberry. Dangerous.
Okay.
I'm drinking the cranberry right now, so I was thinking maybe
you're
that'd be
missing
good with
that
Coke.
blackberry.
I think that should be good with Coke too. It'd be like a black cherry Coke. Bang.
Yeah, no, when you put it with cranberry, you don't taste any alcohol. It's crazy, man.
So shit, man, let's get to it, bro. You had a phenomenal boxing match. Not last month, but the month before, correct?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Who did you fight, and how was that fight for you?
I just had a fight. Had a fight with 619, man. And dude, I got what I asked for, you know, because I had originally talked to Wedo about it right before. I was like, hey man, because I saw who he was matched up with. He was matched up with Hated Native. And I was like, let's be real. We know he's gonna destroy that guy. I was like, let me in. I'll go against him. You know, I don't care about the weight. There was a big gap. It was 50 pounds. But it was my choice, you know. I was like, he's called me out before. And before I was on the journey for the title, so I wasn't trying to, like, you know, steer away from that. So once that already happened, I did that. And I was like, oh, it's time to have fun.
Got you. And go ahead, Jay. My bad.
What was it like though, having the weight, like you had the weight disadvantage, and you have somebody who's aggressive and kind of a bully in 619?
So yeah, in the beginning, my thoughts were get away from this guy, try to move as much as I can. But I realized that was only tiring me out. So you're going to hear it. They're going to be like, get out of there, do this, do that. I could have done that, but you got to understand is like this guy's constant pressure is only doing one thing, and that's taking away the energy you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So during the match, I realized I'm like, you know what? I got to stop running away. I got to just let him come forward, and I got to fight him coming backwards, you know? And that was the only way I was keeping that energy without having to push it back. So then I started adapting to him. He would come forward. I'd have to fight him as he's on me, technically, you know?
Yeah. Now you
Yeah, but in
definitely
the
put up a
beginning,
fight. What's that?
yeah, it was nice. Yeah, in the beginning, you could see how like I try to move around more, but I realized that I'm like, nah, this is taking too much. Like I'm not even swinging at the guy. Just me trying to get away from him is tiring me out. So I had to just let him do what he wanted to do, which was push forward, use his weight to his advantage, and me just deal with it.
Because
Yeah.
that's totally different than the way you're used to fighting. Like, because
Yeah,
when I watch you, I don't see
definitely.
you like back off a ton.
Right. Yeah, no, that's his fighting style though. If you notice like how many people he's fought, he's tore down a lot of great fighters for that same reason. Like you don't understand how tiring it is when he's putting that body on you and you're trying to push him back to get your space. That alone is draining. And that's a technique in itself, you don't realize it, but he's tore down a bunch of good guys that, they get exhausted and it's over. And honestly, he did that to me too. The first round, I was done. I was like, damn, this is tiring. I thought to myself, I'm like, damn, I picked this. Like, this is what I wanted. I was like, wow. Yeah,
Was
it was
he
tough,
your
man.
heaviest opponent that you fought?
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally the gap's been like 25. This time it was 50, so I was definitely well in boxing at least,
Yeah.
In boxing has definitely been the biggest gap.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you were looking pretty lean, pretty, I wouldn't say slim, but you were looking trimmer than usual.
No, yeah, definitely. My normal weight where I've been fighting is like 190, 195.
Hmm.
I was 172.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was for a reason though. At my job, we all made a bet who can lose the most weight. I lost 19 pounds in 1 month and won $1,000.
Whoa.
Damn.
Let's go.
Yeah, 19 pounds, 1 month, $1,000. I was hell yeah. Crazy part is I won by one pound. Second place was 18 pounds.
Did they win anything?
Oh, no, they didn't. First place.
They want a gift certificate to an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, no, and it was a chick, and she was pretty salty, bro.
Mm.
She was real mad about it. And
It
it's
is what
crazy.
it is.
I also did a dehydration. I literally took all my water out. So technically, she won in fat. I won in weight.
Oh, he weight cut on her to get that $1,000.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I did all the weight. I ate different. I ate cleaner, but I also released all my water, and it was 6 pounds of water. The next
Damn.
day, I drank normal. It was like 2.5 days that I went without drinking water. I went running. I had sauna suit, all the stuff. The next day, I drank water like normal, 7 pounds heavier. I was like, damn.
He cut 7 pounds of water weight to win a grand. I ain't mad at
Seven
him.
pounds. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That was smart.
It
That was
paid off,
smart.
man. It was
Um,
tough, and if I wouldn't have done that, she would have got me.
in terms of the fight, do you feel like that helped or did that hinder?
No, it definitely helped, man, because that's definitely one of the skill attributes I didn't have in my bag yet. Like I've never had to be that person. I mean, I have like same with what's his name, Mike 100. If I would have fought him how I did with this guy, it would have been a whole different thing. But 619 pushed me to understand that I got to do that, and when I got to, like you don't get a skill until you actually have to do it.
Mm.
619 definitely kind of polished that side of it because, like you said, I'm not used to having to be the one that backs up or having someone on me. I'm used to being like in range and then doing what I want to do.
Right.
So fighting him, it definitely like polished that up more, because that's where I lacked a lot of it. Now it's like I'm becoming more of a full rounded fighter in that case just because I had to go through that kind of thing.
Well, I
And
got the
that's the
favorite.
reason why Yeah.
I got the favorite question that Sam K fucking loves, but because it's the Brit from the Yankee and the Brit, I'm gonna throw it up here. Maddie wants to know who y'all got, Jake Paul or Mike Tyson.
Mike
Tyson,
Tyson.
without question.
Okay, I know, but Maddie,
Like,
here, Smoke answered it for him. Sam K does not believe it's a real fight. No, and I agree with him. It's not.
right,
Even though they're getting it
right.
sanctioned, I agree. And then he asked Fury or whoever the fuck that is.
He was sick.
You sick?
Okay, there you go.
I'd probably go with Fury. He's
I'd
really good
probably
at
say the same.
adapting to what comes at him, you know.
Yeah.
Maddie loves boxing. So I had to get him into MMA. So we got him into Street Beefs because I was like, if you're gonna get into MMA, everybody's gonna tell you to watch the UFC. I said, fuck that. Go watch Street Beefs because it's real people you can relate to. Like this is before we did MMA Underground. I was like, people think I'm crazy. I like it. I love the UFC, but I love Street Beefs more because it's just real people competing. And some people want to compete because they want to go on with it. Some people just want to test themselves. There's so many great stories. So that's why I always tell, start with Street Beefs. Fuck, start with the UFC.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a great start,
agree.
man. You know, test yourself out. There's the thing about it is it could be your first fight and you're going against like somebody that's already pro level, you know. So it's really what you run into.
But I think fans get more out of, like, if you've never watched mixed martial arts and you go to the UFC, yeah, that's fun and it's exciting. But I think the more exciting to get people drawn into the sport itself is Street Beefs. Like, I think they're the most exciting fights to watch. You can watch the growth of people. I'm so amazed on the growth of some of the fighters I watched. So I think it's a good place for like fans to start if they've never watched MMA.
Absolutely. Not only that, man, but the community is so accessible and reachable. You know what I mean? If you're not, if you don't know or see these fighters at the gym, the UFC guys, it's kind of like movie stars. You don't see them, they're on the TV, but like you can actually run into a Street Beefs fighter. You can actually set up a training session. You can actually come and fight, and you can also see what's going on, here on shows like this, Heart in the Fight, the Facebook groups, and I don't know, man. It's just, to me, this community is way more accessible.
Yeah, and if you support Street Beefs, they support you. You know what I mean? It's a wonderful thing. But I always tell people to start out when they don't watch MMA at all. I'm like, just start out with Street Beefs because then you can see all kinds of shit you'd never see. I never watched no combat fucking karate before, and I watch all kinds of combat sports, So, and then I'm watching Free Smoke do his thing. I'm watching these dudes do shit and power slap. I'm pacing the fucking floor when dudes like DTP or No Love are doing power slap just because I followed them and I've like spoke to DTP like a dozen times. You know what I mean? Hung out with him at the hotbox. It's just so wild now. I love it. Like the community is great. So, and as I ramble, Damaniak, what got you into Street Beefs? Like, how did you find Street Beefs?
Honestly, I've been watching Street Beef since like probably 2010, maybe. It's been a long time, like the original Virginia Street Beefs. And then I would always watch that because I was always into street fights. That was always my search bar on YouTube, street fights. And from that, little by little, Street Beefs popped up. And it would always just pop up because I would like the videos, they would come up here and there. And then later on, I realized that there was another branch. Like, I didn't even know they were different. I thought they were all the same branch in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Blanco is the one that kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of get a hold of them and stuff. Because me, Blanco, Compa G, and Zetro, they used to have like this backyard boxing, like a little ring in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And he posted that, and I went over there. I tried it out for the first time. I boxed with Zetro. I got into that, and then I started seeing Blanco post like he's gonna go fight for Street Beefs, do all this and that. And I was like, damn, when he said Street Beefs, I was like, bro, like that's crazy, man, because that's something I've watched for a long time, dude. Like I was like 13, 14 watching these fools, you know? And I was like, damn, that's crazy. You got the opportunity to get in there. And I was like, shit. I hit him up. I was like, how do I sign up for this? How do I do all that? And he just pretty much told me what to do. And that's how I started with my first match. But it was pretty much thanks to him, you know. Without seeing him doing that, I probably wouldn't have found the way, you know. But yeah, it's definitely been around with me for a minute. They probably started in 2008. I've probably been watching since 2011, 2010, something like that.
Yeah, you've been around then.
Yeah, with the OGs, watching them for a minute.
Favorite, some of your favorite fighters or fights from the OG yard?
To be honest, it's always, for me, the person that made it interesting, I think, was Fair Play.
Always,
Fair
yeah.
Play, for some reason. Yeah, like that guy, it must have been his outfits, you know?
Mhm.
He just came in there looking nice, and then he showed out. I like that he had like the whole 3 style thing. He wanted to do Mike Tyson, Ali. I think Robinson was the other one or something. But yeah, no, he definitely he made it interesting, you know. And probably the first match I ever watched was probably that guy Baby Hulk.
Okay.
You know, his stuff went viral
Yeah.
when he's over there
Yeah.
dropping big ass tall guy. Little short dude was tearing up that big ass dude. I think that
Mhm.
fight made them go viral for it. Yeah, but definitely I think it was
That's
like
funny
Fair
you say that. My
Play.
father-in-law. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you good? I was done.
I was just saying it's funny you say that. My father-in-law is big into UFC and boxing, and so when I showed him fucking Street Beefs, my mother-in-law's favorite Street Beefs fighter was Baby Hulk.
Mm.
I finally
Yo,
got on.
look who we
What
have here,
up?
all the way
I
from
finally
the
was able to
OG
get
yard.
on.
Let me get your intro in real quick. We got all the way from the OG yard. 3-time Tough Man champion, undefeated, BLK Prime winner, Street Beefs ref, Street Beefs fighter, Wolverine.
My apologies, Smoke. You know, big apologies. I was having problems with the internet. I had to reset everything. It was something to do with I was connected to the Wi-Fi. It wouldn't let me join. Who else we got on there?
Damaniak from the West
Okay.
Coast.
Okay.
You got that seizure light working in the background.
What is it?
That light been flickering on and off, changing colors.
I got you, man.
Nah, it's just the TV.
Hey, how we get the two best refs in Street Beefs on the same show?
Hey, I'm glad to be
That's a
on
good
here,
question.
man. I was sitting there trying for like 20 minutes, and I finally just reset everything, and I was like, hell yeah, finally able to join up on there.
Awesome, man. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Sorry, I get my hair cut Thursday before the event Saturday, so I'm looking shabby. I'm looking
Good, bro.
looking shabby and stuff. Not as nice as y'all. I actually tried to get into my barber earlier this week when I found out I was getting on with y'all, but she couldn't get me until Thursday. So what can you do?
Be that way.
How y'all doing on the West Coast?
Man, good, bro.
Beautiful,
Good.
man.
I can't wait to get back out there. I love West Coast, man.
Yeah, man, we'd love to have you, bro. Shoot, man, we have events every month. And yeah, we'd love to have you, Scarface, anybody from the OG yard.
Hell yeah, I'm trying to make it out there. I love. Where y'all do it? Y'all do it in down there in like Southern California, right? Or is it Vegas?
No. They don't do the Cali events no more, just due to the commission stepping in and doing what they do.
Yeah.
So we're basically, the majority of the events are outskirts of Vegas.
That's what I thought, out in Nevada somewhere. Yeah.
But then we also have the premium events at the Arizona Hot Box. So
Oh, Arizona. I've never been to Arizona.
yeah, that's the one with the pallets, the wooden.
Yeah, that's the one when you're
Yeah.
watching.
Oh,
it looks,
that looks tough.
yeah, it
Oh,
looks like
yeah.
somebody
Yeah,
could die
dude,
at any
that
given
cage is
moment when you're watching.
crazy,
It's the
bro.
grittiest.
What'd you
That
say?
cage,
What'd you say, Jay? I
that
didn't
cage
hear
gives
you.
me like old school like gladiator feeling,
I
bro.
know.
When
Nice.
you're in there,
That's
That
like some
cage-
blood sports shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
yeah, bro.
cage is
It
wild.
makes you feel like they're about to let the lion in and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I mean, one fight,
Bro.
bro, we had a guy get speared through the cage door. You know what I mean? Through, like,
Through the
on some
wood?
WWF
like the door
shit.
shattered.
Hell yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, bro.
Broke
Send me
in
the
half.
link to that one when we get off. I want to
I
see it.
got you. Yeah,
So
man.
That
Wow.
was a good one.
my wife and I flew down for the hot box event because I'm
Oh,
in
okay.
Wisconsin. So we went to Arizona for the Super Bowl event at the hot box last year. That's the one where they went through the cage. But I've seen the videos. But when I got there, I was like, this is brutal as fuck. The first fight,
Hmm.
Samurai Jack hits that dude to the corner, and you just start hearing pallets cracking. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It looks like some, just like, you know how they got that what is that,
DDP?
bare knuckle? What is that, the bare knuckle, where they line up like the barrels of hay and they get the people in the corner and
Oh,
they
yeah.
just start.
I know
Wasn't
what
that
you're
like
talking about.
bulldog
Oh,
something?
it's similar to that vibe. Like, okay, we're ready for war. Let's go to
Yeah.
war.
I've
It's
been in
definitely
several.
different than everything I've ever seen.
I've been in several of the West Coast cages, man, and it's the grittiest one, and it makes you feel like the most warrior like, for sure.
Who'd y'all
Definitely.
have on that Ryan Garcia fight, Haney fight? Who'd y'all think was going to win?
I wasn't surprised.
You want to try?
Me neither.
The only thing that made me wonder if he'd win is because how bad was the weight cut if you missed, right? But if
Right.
they would, but otherwise, I had Garcia winning the fight. But then it made me start to wonder, like, I don't know, man, if you missed that, and how brutal was that weight cut? Because anybody who's watched combat sports, that weight cut can crush somebody if they do it wrong. Look at you.
You know, I own a gym, so it's easy for me. I ain't gonna lie. When I talk about it, I feel like I'm gloating because I'm always at the gym. You know, it's like, oh, I'm always, and I feel bad because then I'm like, because you know, I it's like that's the only place I really go outside my house, like
Well,
on a
shout it
consistent
out.
basis.
Neutral corner. Let's talk about it.
Yep,
Neutral
just the show
corner
to talk
boxing.
about it.
Neutral
Like, how
corner,
did you-
man.
How did
It's
you
been
get it?
we established it. I established it. I opened it up in Winchester. I had it up there for about 2 or 3 years. Scarface offered me a great opportunity to move it down to the area I'm in now. Gave everybody free memberships. Added 2 new boxing rings and a new UFC cage and a bunch of more equipment. Plus, was closer with the homies and was just a better move when I moved down here. Scarface is the co-owner. And yeah, man, it's been on and popping, man. We keep steady people coming in. I do private sessions. I train women, children, fighters. You know, I'm getting Money Mills ready for his fight. I'll be working with him tomorrow. I'll probably put a little bit up on Instagram or something working with him. He's fighting June 8th, Waterfront Hotel out in West Virginia University, Morgantown, West Virginia. It's going to be a big crowd, like 3,000 people. Eric Watkins Promotions. So yeah, it's Neutral Corner. We got Elijah's fighting out there. He's turning pro. Of course, you know, Best of Bond just won his pro fight, his first pro fight. They trained hard, man. They grind there every day. Best of Bond had an injured hand and still showed up and got the fight done. Yeah, it's a blessing. I can't lie, man. Sometimes, you know, no BS. I try not to talk about it too much about owning the gym and being able to go to the gym and doing what we do. Because a lot of times I feel like people are jealous. They're like, you know what I mean? Because really what we have there, the bond and people come in, it's free. Like we just got some new guys. Big shout out to them from New York. You know what I mean? Big dudes, you know, big guys. Got a son. He's like 250. And you know, they second home now. They in there all the time. You coming in today? You coming in tomorrow? You know, that's what it's about. You know, it's always about doing things positive because, as we all know, how they say idle hands or what is it? Idle hands are devil's playground. So, you know, it's always good to do that. Plus, you're staying healthy. Your health is great. You know, I'm 40 years old, and I tell people this, and this no BS. I've never taken nothing, not even creatine, my whole life, and I literally eat quarter pieces of pie every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like no BS. I don't do abs. I don't do abs or nothing. You know what I mean? That's just from the gym getting hit by youngsters. You know, just taking work. I swear, I'm not even bullshitting. I don't do abs. I'm 40 years old. I turned 40 this year. I don't do abs. I don't do nothing. I don't run. That's how I make my fight weight. You know, I walk around like 180 couple, but in order to make the fight weight 168, I just don't eat dessert. And I run and I come down naturally to 168. But it's no BS. It's the boxing gym, man. Boxing is one of the best workouts you can do, full body. I'm living proof. I've been doing it since I was about 13, 14 years old. And, you know, I throw a little bit of weightlifting in here and there. Face will tell you. He'd be like, where you at? You know, because I'll jump in for like a month and then I won't lift for like 6 months. You know what I mean? Because I to me, when I get too big, I don't have no pop, you know, with the you know, mobility. It slows you down. I feel stronger, you know what I mean, when I don't lift weights when it comes to fighting. But as you get older, you know, you're not as naturally taught, you know, everything's naturally, you know, just catching punches sometimes. So you got to do that when you get, you know, when you're 20 years old, all that stuff's nice and you're diesel, you know, naturally you got a lot more natural ability to eat. But yeah, Neutral Corner Boxing, man, kept me in shape, and I will say it's gotten a lot of people in shape. Hell on Wheels was one of the biggest success stories. He came into the gym, and he'll be the first to tell you he was down, depressed, overweight. I mean, this guy coming in over 300 pounds. He lost, so he's gonna get mad at me because whatever number I say, I promise you, he lost more. He always yells at me, "Why you undershot me?" I mean, this guy lost like 150 pounds, and I'm talking about like 6-7 months, and he's in a wheelchair, been in a wheelchair his whole life. So when people talk about you're not happy with life, and now let me finish that. Let me finish the story. Let me give him his full crown. He come in there, down in life, lost all that weight. Now he's got his fans only page, giving girls a big shout out to him. Make sure you go check him out on his OnlyFans page. He's giving women wheelchair rides on fans only page now. I mean, it's just a totally turnaround, living life. He's enjoying life, happy. You see him, he's for real happy. You know what I mean?
I got to meet him at the Hot Box last year. I think Sam K did too. I don't know if Damaniak.
I ref this fight with Bushido Zed.
Oh hell yeah!
He's an electric human being, and And the second we're just having a conversation, and I'm like, "Hey, can I get a promo from you?" And he just turns electric. Like he's a great dude.
Yeah.
But now
I actually asked him.
Go ahead. My fault.
My bad. Sorry. I actually asked him if he had an opponent. I was down to go with him. But he didn't want to.
listen. I ducked him for a long time.
That could have been
boxing, me. Yeah, for real. I'm not bullshitting because I like to use my feet. I'm a mover. I'm not per se a mover, but I'm a smart foot person, right? I like to use my feet to use angles and position.
Yeah.
And you ain't got that in a wheelchair. You ain't got that.
So you can call me an arm puncher. So me and him would have had a great battle.
Well, there you go. See me, I like to use, that's what I was about to say. I like to use the shoulders, the hips. I like to use everything, And but I did eventually, do it with them eventually. But I'm telling you, for the longest, I wouldn't do it with them. I'm talking about for like a year or something. I wouldn't do it with them. I ain't sitting down with you, sitting here playing rock and sock and boxing with you, motherfucker. Fuck you.
You know what though?
I learned to punch without moving.
I could tell by the way, just his tenacity in that chair, bro. It wouldn't be fair if he had legs, to be honest.
Well, he did wrestle, man. People don't understand. He wrestled in high school. He's naturally, he's naturally strong. He lifts weights and stuff, so he's naturally pretty strong.
Yeah,
But
he's
my
he's a
American
beast.
bully, my bully dog was saying, "What, Luna?"
But I gotta ask, man, we talking all this fight talk, man. When will we see Wolverine in the ring again, fighting?
I'm supposed to fight. We're looking at November 4th for a pro fight.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, y'all heard it first here, but Scarface already knew because me and him are planning on fighting on the card in November. So,
exclusives.
Yeah. OG shit. I'm not 40 yet, so let me see. I'll be 40 by the time I fight in November. I turn 40 in July, so I'll be 40 by then.
Nice.
Well, not only with the fight, didn't you do some announcing for fights? Didn't I see?
Yeah, after BLK Prime, I did like three different ones. They flew me out there, stuck me in a house on the bay, told me I could stay as long as I want. I told them don't say that because I mean fishing off the back porch and everything. It was beautiful, private. Yeah. It was a private community right off the side of the mountain. Yeah, it was nice out there. I love California. You know, I'm naturally from Florida, and like if I Virginia, well, in order, Florida, Cali, Virginia. That's probably how I would rate the states, because Virginia is pretty, right? It's got nice mountains. It's very green. It is very pretty. But you know, nothing compares to my home state, Florida. The beaches, the atmosphere, the different. You know, I got Peruvian sister. You know, I got 2 brothers that are mixed, and my sister's mixed. So I come from a diverse family. That I'm a big food person. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but everybody that knows me knows I'm always hungry. That's what every time I'm hungry. Probably because, you know, I'm medically, the doctor prescribed me medical marijuana a long time ago, so that doesn't help it. But I'm always hungry.
You to the Streetbeefs foodie group.
Yeah, look.
On Facebook, man, we got a food group where that's all we do is show pictures of food and shit.
You got the bomb right there.
Yeah.
But I had to get the pregame. I got the pregame, man. I got lost with the phone. I couldn't, and it was asking me a bunch of questions to log into it. It was messing me all up.
It's all good, brother. All good.
My wife was up there getting the kid to sleep, so I didn't want to mess with her to help me. So I was like, "Fuck it." But yeah, man, I love food. That's why I love Florida, man. Florida is a real good place for food. It's got a lot of different ethnicities and different food. Like I said, my sister, she's Peruvian, so she takes me to a lot of nice different places, off the map type stuff, and California is kind of like the same. You know, you go to different areas. I've been to San Diego. I've been to Los Angeles. I've been to San Francisco. So I've been to all the different areas. Down south, I like the southern better than the northern. San Francisco is like cold, man. Even in the summer, it's like 75 degrees, but it's like breezy. You know what I mean?
So is something that you would do moving forward? Would you do more of that?
What's that? The
announcing.
Oh, yeah, of course. The guy who got me that little gig, big shout out to Greg, obviously. Face probably talked about it a good bit. We're in the works right now with a TV, deal right now. They just shot our sizzle reel and everything. They already shot that. They just put it to the producers of the Netflix and everything else. So now they're working out the last details. That same guy, when I was doing that, he actually got me a gig to audition out in California for one of those Netflix cowboy joints. They were asking me if I could ride cowboys, and I actually had a meeting, like a video audition with the lady producer out there that they hooked me up with. But I was dealing with I had some shit dealing with the house I lived in, and then a snake that I had to cut the grass and get rid of. And we had to move locations, so I was dealing with a lot, and I missed the lady to call her by a day. I called her the day after I was supposed to, and them people, she didn't like yell and scream at me, but she was like, "Better luck next time," you know what I mean? So
Bro, that would have been perfect for you.
I know they were asking me if I could ride a horse. I was like, well, my aunt actually does own horses in West Palm Beach, so yes, I know how to ride horses actually. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how to ride them, but I've rode them, a few times. My daughter loves riding them and shit. You know what I mean?
Man, well,
Yeah.
the future, you know what I'm saying? We never know what the future holds, man.
Well, there's always big shit on, especially out in the West Coast, man. Y'all got a big following out there. And this is no BS. Like people love me out here. I get people to stop me, but when I come out to the West Coast, man, they love me out there. Like, motherfuckers, stop me. Let me get a picture with you, man. It's the less work out. You don't know who, you know what I mean? So I love it out there. I love it on the West Coast. They show a lot of love to Street Beefs, and anybody shows love to me, I always show love back. Respect, you give respect. I always get respect back. So, yeah, man, I love y'all out there on the West Coast, man. Y'all show nothing but love, all y'all, for real. I ain't never had an issue with nobody. You know what I mean?
So
even when I was
you guys definitely worked real hard for that.
How'd you get into Street Beefs and meet Scarface? And because you guys seem like you've almost known each other forever, but I don't know if that's true.
Almost right now. I haven't known him forever, unfortunately. But we're like two of the same kind of minds. Like, we think a lot alike. That's why we're kind of, like brothers in a way, close. You know what I'm saying? I met him because I always did fighting, right? And I won't mention no names, but this
we know
Chomo dude was coming to this gym that I worked out at, and he told me that there was this place and we could bring our fighters and blah 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 blah. So I went down there, and looking back, it's funny because the dude's character really shined throughout the whole thing. Because not only was he a Chomo, but throughout the situation, he was telling Scarface things about me that weren't true at all. I mean, even to the extent he was trying to tell Face that I was racist. Meanwhile, he don't even know that my two brothers are black and my sister's black, and then my stepsister by marriage is Peruvian. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying all this dumb shit, but he don't even know how stupid the motherfucker sounds. So, and of course, I didn't find that out till about 6-7 months after getting no Face, and he was like, "Man, you're a good dude." Da 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 da. And to be honest with you, for the longest, even after I would go down there and fuck with Scarface, for the longest, I just go down there and have a good time at the OG yard. They always showed me a lot of respect. And then one day, Face just approached me and was like, "Hey, man, what do I got to pay you for you to come work for me?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, there we go." Mm-hmm. So ever since then, it was on and popping. Then I opened up the gym, and he was like, "Well, damn, I made you a VP. Well, what's up?" I was like, "Well, you co-owner, motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? So, it's just always love, man. Scarface, been nothing but a friend to me. And for that, I'll always be a friend to him. And that's the realness between people like me and him. Loyalty, I guess, is like one of the highest rated attributes, right? You know what I'm saying? Loyalty and honesty. I'm the type of motherfucker, I say shit that's gonna kind of piss you off because it's maybe a little bit too true, and I'm blunt. You know what I'm saying? But you're always gonna get the straight. After you fight, I'm gonna tell you blah blah. It don't matter if you win. I'm gonna tell you. My nephew knows the best. Big shout out to Headshot. You know what I mean? James Nolan, my nephew, also but formerly known as Jive Joker. He'd be fighting June 8th up in the waterfront again. He's fighting amateur. I just got him matched up yesterday up there. It's always love, man. And after his fight, like my nephew, any of them, you know what I mean? I don't never tell you, "Oh, you did this," we're gonna celebrate in the moment, but then when we get back in the car ride to the hotel, it's, "Hey, you could have did this, you gotta do this." You know what I'm saying? And they probably get mad at me because I'm not the person that really gloats too long on a win or a loss, no matter what it is. it's always a learn. Let's learn this. You know, this is what we could have did better, especially in the amateurs, right? Because you know, you really want to try to work on your whole aspects of the fighting, the making weight, the training, the staying calm, selling the fight, you know, getting your tickets, having everything set up, the whole bang, right? You want to make sure you get experience with every aspect of it. So that way, when you get to the pros, you're not like, oh man, I got to do this. Oh man, I got to do that. Oh, I got to worry about that. You already done this. You already done that. You already know that you got someone taking care of that for you. You already got someone in that position. Everything, all you got to do is show up and relax and get ready to fight. And that's the experience you get from, you know, the street beefs, the amateurs, which, you know, unfortunately, when you go to amateurs, as we all know, you got to pay. And a lot of times, you know, people say what they want about street beefs, but I'll stand behind this 100%, especially, you know, in the OG yard and everything I've seen online from out West Coast and even up north and, you know, the, was that Washington or Oregon?
Scrapyard, Washington.
Scrapyard, yeah. Even up there, Fire Chicken, you know, I haven't seen nobody getting robbed, right? So that's what I'm gonna say about street beefs. You know, you see a lot of unfair shit going on in the pros and the I mean, crooked as hell. I mean, crooked. I mean, we can go on and on with all the fights that on the pros that we've seen, but the amateurs, we don't even know because it just goes on so much rampant behind the scenes and it's not video like the motherfucking pros are. But street beefs, I'll say this. I don't see motherfuckers getting robbed. You see what I'm saying? Especially with us, if it's close, we just give them motherfuckers a draw. We're not even going to get in the middle of it. You know what? Y'all fight again and try to beat each other's ass the next time, so we ain't got to decide it. And then there is no decision. It's just an ass whooping. But yeah, you know, that's one good thing I say about street beefs that I hate about boxing. Is the corrupt. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like with that Ryan Garcia fight. Back to that Ryan Garcia fight. I was worried that they were going to try, and they should have stopped the fight. I mean, Madness, my man Madness was over here. You know, he lost a little bit of money or whatever. My man put $500 at the MGM and won 10K. I put like 20 and won like I won like $100 something or whatever on $20. I betted it each way though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I betted the knockout on Ryan. I betted the win, and then I betted the safe bet to cover my bets on Ryan. I bet that Ryan Garcia win. But if Ryan wins, I knew it would overtake all the bullshit. So I'm a smart bettor. A little insight to my madness with gambling.
Real quick.
Yeah, you saw the scorecards on that, right?
I did. Well, of course, the one dude had it.
Yeah, that's why people were worried.
Right.
Yeah, people were worried because Devin Haney was winning and he was getting his ass whooped. Like,
man, now listen, I'm not saying he didn't win some rounds, but in the end, there was no, because you got to understand that ref, a couple of knockdowns he fucked up on. That point he took, he shouldn't have took. Just because the ref takes a point, right, don't mean you as a judge can't say, well, you know, I still think dude won the round. So 9-8. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you still got to do what's right. You can't take the fight from someone off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it definitely could have been stopped as well.
Well, it should have been. The 10th round, when you can tell, listen, I don't know if his jaw was broke, but I said this when we were watching it live. Madness will tell you. I told him. And when he got knocked down in the 7th, the first knockdown, I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? He's in trouble. When he got knocked down in the 7th, I said, oh, that's not a good knockdown. He got fucked up. And when he got up, he was like, you could tell I've had my jaw jacked before fucking around in Tough Man. I won the fight, but I was playing with dude and I got my jaw jacked. It's on video and you can see me come back in the middle of the rounds. I'm telling the trainer, you all right, you all right. I said, I know I'm all right. I finished the fight. I won. I went on and fight in the championship. Now this, you know, shout out to the West Coast and Coyote. This is the only time I feel like I've ever been truly knocked down, right? I actually trained for the Tough Man and whatever and was actually hurt. I got knocked down in the next fight because my jaw was jacked and I didn't have no respect for this guy and I kind of got out of pocket. Normal shit, was throwing lead uppercuts. I was laying anything. Didn't think dude could hurt me, more or less. He hit me with a good shot, literally knocked me down, a clean knockdown, wobbled me. I got up, took the count, finished the round, and then beat the brakes off of him and won the fight. That's all on video too. But I know what it's like to get my jaw jacked, is my point, right? I got my jaw jacked in that fight before I got knocked down. I couldn't bite down. And that was the same look I had. And mine wasn't as bad as his. That's why I think his jaw was broke, because I couldn't bite, but he was like, you could see the whole time he was like, yeah, he couldn't bite down. And as a fighter, man, we know you're supposed to be biting down, and he wasn't biting. So, but I give him all the heart in the world. I'm gonna tell you that the motherfucker did not want to quit, and that was pride. That was pride. His dad, someone else should have stepped in and saved him the damage. To getting beat up more for real, because he lost the fight at that point. There was nothing. He had nothing on his punches. He couldn't hurt him, and the only thing that could happen was him get hurt more. You know what I mean? That's a smart coach. A coach is going to say, "Look, you lost. My fault. Bad stoppage. I shouldn't have stopped it." You know what I'm saying? That's what a good ref's for, and that's what a good motherfucking corner man's for. That's when I tell people when I stop their fight. My bad stop. Tell them the ref stopped it. It's a bad stop.
Yeah.
Blame it on me. You're supposed to blame it on me. You know why? Because I know you weren't going to stop. Blame it on me. That you were about to whoop his ass and you knew you were about to come back. That's what a good ref and a corner man is there for. When they feel like that you're going to lose more than you're going to gain at this point, and it's better for us to go, I'm going to take this loss. You blame it on me, motherfucker. Be mad at me. You know what I mean? And that's what didn't happen because pride. Too much pride. You can see it in the ref. The ref was biased as hell.
Well, yeah, there was definitely some shadiness going on.
I don't know if it was consciousness, being biased.
No,
I
think it was
been in the moment. It might have been just in the moment,
I don't think so.
Well, you there's your opinion, and I agree with you. I will agree with you too. You know what I'm saying? I
Maybe
think
once
that referee placed his own bet.
Yeah. Real quick though, I wanna move over to Damaniak, but I definitely wanted to say to touch on a couple of your points, Wolverine. You did a great job with Jive Joker, watching his progress over the years. Also, Jay, can we give that? There was a comment left specifically for Wolverine from Tiny Tank.
What to say?
But the Maniac, we're talking about basically. We were just touching on, the shadiness in boxing, the bad calls. And one thing I want to give you props, bro, is I'm very aware you disagreed with my call in the Mike 100 fight. But unlike the YouTube commenters,
you talking about me? I disagree.
No. I'm talking to Damaniak in his fight with Mike 100.
Okay.
There was basically, the last round. It ends with a 10 count and Mike taking the belt. The discrepancy was whether or not the Maniac. Well, the Maniac was stating that he had got headbutted towards, I guess, the solar plexus or chest area. And I want to just give you your props because you've remained professional. You've remained respectful. And I know you disagreed, but there was never at any point where I felt like, we got an issue, me and you. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, I want you.
Yeah, of course.
I want you to touch on that fight as a whole, as well as your concerns with the outcome.
So, I mean, I don't really blame anybody for that. You got to understand, this guy is really clean. Like, he's really slick when he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, half the time, I don't even know what he did when it's a dirty-ass move. It's something where I got to go rewatch it, and I'm like, damn, look what he's doing. And I had to watch it 20 times to even notice what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So in that end, what happened was I threw a punch. He ducked his head and rammed me straight into the fence, head into literally right under my chest, bro. right into my chest. The fence like caught me, but from him pushing into my chest into the fence, it took all my air out.
That
So
was
as soon as he
clean.
did that,
That
you
was
could
clean, man.
see, right?
See,
Yeah.
my point was, and that's what I said. My point was, the Maniac is throwing a punch. Mike swings, he misses a punch, and he just continues with his momentum
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
Eyes down.
I personally didn't see that or take that as a spear
Yeah.
or headbutt. I saw that as he's leading with his head. He's going with the momentum of the punch that he just missed.
Right.
So in the moment, I hear what you're saying, but that's not what I interpreted. So I went with what I interpreted. You know what I mean? And
Right. Because
there were several
from your
punches
And
angle-
you gave him a 10 count
after
No, so
3 or 4
after
punches.
that.
After 3 or
So
4
look,
punches.
check it out. Check it out. So once he hit me and got me on the fence, my air was already out. If you can go back to the video, I ducked to one side. I'm over here like fuck, like I'm trying to like breathe,
He's stuck
and
on
he's
the
still
fence.
swinging. Yeah, and I'm stuck on the fence. He's still swinging. I'm trying to get my air back. I didn't get my air back. I took the knee and I was like, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
In the moment,
it
that's a
happened.
rough call. In the moment, that's a rough
Right.
call because
Right.
You
So
know-
it looks like, yeah. So it looks like the punches he threw in after the headbutt or what did
right.
it, but
Right.
it was my air. I never recovered that air, and I was like, well, I'm not
Right.
gonna just get beat up if
Well,
I can't
normally,
breathe.
anytime you get a foul, you're supposed to step in, bare minimum, give a warning, right? But
Yeah.
you know, as humans, obviously, nobody's perfect, and then as refs, you know, you're talking about catching things in the moment, trying to catch someone headbutting someone. It's hard,
Right.
man. It's hard. I've gotten good
No,
at
and
it.
it's even
People don't realize I've done a lot of tough man shit and a lot of other shit before I just started showing up reffing for Street Beefs. You know what I mean? I've been around a lot of shit work. They paid me to work the corners and all that shit. So I know a lot about everything. So it's hard. Even me, I remember a couple times when I first really started fucking with the MMA, I gave a motherfucker standing 8. I was like, hold on, standing. They're like,
Right.
Corey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, fuck.
It's a learning
Without-
process for all of us.
Yeah, and also
it is. And in that situation, if Smoke could have caught it right in the instant, obviously maybe the proper thing would have stopped the momentum. Hey, it's time. Hey, watch your head. Are you all right? You got hit in the stomach. Where did he hit you? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But in the moment, you know, you're kind of like, damn, did he hit a motherfucker? A head to the stomach is kind of unusual, right? So, even me, if I see it with my experience, I might not stop it right off the break because I'm not going to really think in my head that motherfucker hurts you with his head. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, they hurt you with his head in the moment. You know what I'm saying? In the moment,
Go ahead, Damaniak.
the craziest part is like it's in the end of the round, like the 5th round.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. He knows I have a little bit of fucking air left.
That's the worst time to
and
get hit
that
to the body when you're breathing.
That perfectly timed 1-2. Nah,
Headbutt
it's because
to
he
the
caught me
body,
after I
baby.
threw a punch.
Headbutt to that's a new one.
I
man.
threw a
I'm gonna have
punch.
to- Send me
He
that shit. I
ducked
want to
down,
see that
boom,
one.
I got
rammed
you.
my
I got
ass. Yeah.
I want to see it.
But
So
to your
watch
credit,
it,
bro,
watch it.
talk about the rest of the rounds because you put up a fight.
What was the decision?
So,
How
check
did
it
the
out.
decision go?
It went to Mike.
He took
Mike.
the win. But check it out. That fight, bro, my first 3 rounds, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get him. The 4th round, I was starting to get exhausted. I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna let him tire himself out. 4th round, I was just like, all right, let him swing. So they were like, get off the fence. I'm like, nah, I'm
You did
stay
the
here.
rope-a-dope.
And
I
when
saw you.
right, I was rope-a-doping him, right? So then for the 5th round, I was like, all right, now I'm gonna go hard. So you can see the difference in the 5th round from the 4th round, because now I'm like, all right, now you're kind of tired. Now I got some energy.
Pros do that a
Now
lot
it's
too.
time.
Pros will take a round off.
Yeah, no, I definitely took a whole 4th round, and I was like, you know what, 5th round, I'm going hard. Boom, I'm going in. This happens, takes the rest of my air. I'm like, motherfucker. So
But
my whole
also,
plan
too,
just went out the window.
Understand how it looks, right? The 4th round,
Yeah.
you're doing the rope-a-dope, and I understand and
Did
see
you
what you're
stop it?
doing. I'm not stopping him because I know what
No,
he's
I'm
doing.
saying, did you stop the fight?
No. It went
Oh,
to the 10
someone just
count.
made a comment talking about stopping a fight. I didn't know they were talking about that fight.
He's talking about his fight. We'll get to you, Tank, in a second.
Hey, listen, y'all, man. My phone's about to shut off. It's at 1%. I didn't mean to cut y'all short, man. Big
All good,
shout out to
brother.
the West Coast, man. Y'all hit me up. I didn't want to cut you off and just go blank. I just now noticed it is 1%. But
Hey,
hey,
we're glad to have you, brother.
glad I got on here, man. Next time, hit me up and I'll make sure I'm on more time. I'm sorry I was late, bro.
It's all good, bro.
You good, man. Thank you for being here, bro.
Yeah, peace out to all y'all. Hey, send me the vid. Send me the one vid with that, the one you were, and I want to see his fight.
Yeah. I got both of them for you.
All right, and I'll message you. See, I'll tell you.
All right, bro.
Peace out, man.
Oh no, not you, Damaniak.
That was my
no,
bad.
I was telling him, peace out.
Oh.
No, I went to remove him as he was exiting, and it shifted everybody over, and I accidentally knocked out the Maniac.
But what I was saying is, in the 4th round, I recognize what you're doing, and it's obvious. Yeah, he's conserving energy, and he's letting him, burn out for the 5th round. The problem is you're inviting his head right to the same area in which you took the hit in the 5th round, right? So again, it looks as if you're okay with this type of action going on from the 4th to 5th round.
I get it.
You get what I mean?
Understand that part. Yeah. It looks like that's kind of like what you want, but you also got to understand you don't just let somebody use their head as a weapon either, And
True.
I'm not saying you did, because it wasn't obvious he wasn't doing it constantly, and then that's what happened,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was my plan. The 4th round was technically just rope-a-dope him and let him get tired, because I was exhausted and I was trying to conserve energy. 5th round was go hard. In the end, it backfired because that shit happened. But man, it was a good fight. It was a good ass fight. And then at the end of the fight, I don't know if you heard me when I went up to him. I was like, "Hey man, that was a good ass headbutt."
I think you said
in
spear
the fight.
or something. It was a good spear.
I think it was a good spear.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, it was a good ass spear, but that's what I meant, because that's what took me out. None of those punches that he threw at me after that spear were the effect. Like none of that. It was the fact that I couldn't recover in time. Right. So when he took my air out, I'm taking these punches and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna recover, I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna get back up, and we're gonna continue it. Like 30 seconds happened, it didn't happen. I was like, look, I'm not recovering my air. I'm gonna just take this. At that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna just get beat up because I can't breathe. I understand that part. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, initially it happened.
Smart thing.
Yeah, no, like I could have been tough and just been like, fuck it, just let him beat on me. But now it looks like he beat me up, and that wasn't what happened.
I would have had to call it
initially.
Way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So since I didn't recover, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not recovering my air. Like, technically, he won at that point, but it was from a dirty move. So that's why I told him, I was like, nice ass spear. He knows what he did, bro. Like, if anything, the worst part is, like, I can't even feel like I lost that shit to him, because if you really watch it, he fought me that way because he was getting fucked up.
I say it was pretty even for a while, bro.
Yeah.
Like as I recall in the middle of the fight, I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go. The Maniac's putting up a good fight. Mike is doing what Mike does. But it was the 4th round where I was like, this is either gonna make or break the Maniac. No, because I knew what you were doing. I knew you were storing up for the 5th. So I'm like, this is either gonna make or break the fight. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I still had him edging the 5th round even prior to the ending. I had him edging the fight, or the 5th round at least. And ultimately I feel like this just gears up for a great trilogy, from the first fight to the second fight to the third fight. There's a shock factor and there's a story, behind it. So We'll see.
The thing about that to me is that I'm done fighting that guy, bro.
Okay.
Like it's not even like he beat me. It's more of like that guy's gonna do whatever it takes to get a win. And that's very malicious of somebody. It reminds me of like Mike Tyson when he bit fucking Holyfield. You get what I'm saying? Like he's gonna,
it's a
if
little
he can't,
drastic.
so check it out. If he can't beat you inside the rules, he's gonna find a way to bend those rules to beat you. If that makes any sense.
So here's
And
the thing.
I don't
right?
say that from the last one. No, check it out. I don't say this from the last one. I also say it from the first one. The first one, this guy was in the clinch. He couldn't hit me. He was throwing punches where he would turn into an elbow and catch me on the way out. Literally, like he had the whole bully boxing thing down to where like he was doing some dirty ass shit that I didn't even catch. Like it was literally people in the comments that pointed it out. That later I looked at it twice and I'm like, damn. I'm like, this guy really was doing that. And I don't even notice. That's how good he is. So I don't blame the referee for not catching none of that because I didn't even catch that. You know what I mean? Like he's literally that good at it.
Well, I
So
always
it
say
makes
this,
me
bro. When it comes to I definitely I can't confirm anything about the elbow. I didn't see any elbows, but for sure when it comes to the head placement, it's not illegal to lead with your head. It's not illegal to be in someone's chest.
No, it's not illegal, but when you're headbutting somebody every 3 times that you do that, then that's when there's a problem.
Yeah, but typically a headbutt, right? A headbutt is clear. A headbutt is not really negotiable. Typically, a headbutt involves pain on both ends. When it comes to boxing, when a headbutt is in boxing, there's signs. There's obvious signs. There isn't a quick break and then we continue. There's a moment in which the parties have to recoup. You know what I mean? And
that's understandable. No, it didn't. But you gotta understand, I get hit with fucking shit, and I'm not gonna flinch about it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I could get hit with an elbow, a knee, anything. I'm gonna get hit, but you're not gonna notice that happened. Yeah, I'm gonna take the hit, and I felt it, but you're not gonna notice that it happened because I'm not gonna overreact to stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like I come from fighting with my fist. I don't come from boxing. I come from getting hit with a bare fist, and it's like nothing happened. You know? So just because you didn't realize, I didn't tell you like, hey man, this guy just headbutted me, doesn't mean he didn't do it. Like, and I've sent you videos where I'm like, hey, look, watch this time, and tell me I'm wrong. You know what I mean? And I could do that again. Like I show you like exactly where he headbutted, exactly where he elbowed, all of those things. And if you watch it those seconds, you'll be like, damn, this fool's right. I didn't make a big deal about it because I could take the hits. Like I didn't flinch about them, you know? That doesn't mean they're okay. It's right to be doing it, you know?
No, I get you. So
and then when you go watch back, you're like, damn.
So with that, right, you went from Mike 100 to possibly a harder challenge with 619. Where do you see yourself next in the West Coast?
At this point, I'm kind of in it just to like test myself out against who I think are the best. You know, that's kind of where 619 happened. He's one of the best. He's one of the best conditioned fighters. He knows how to break somebody down, you know? So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get in there with him, and I wanted him to teach me something, you know? And that's exactly what he did. So you're only going to get better if you go against the best. You're not going to get better over there training against somebody that has no wins. There's a reason he was a champion, you know? And even in his last fight against Takamura, I had Takamura winning round 1 and 2. 619 took 3, 4, and 5. And that's crazy for me because I was in Takamura's corner. But me as a fighter, I saw that, you know? Takamura did beat his ass. 1, 2, he you know, he was starting to slow down. 3, 619 took it. 4, he took it. And 5, he took it. So you gotta understand, like this guy is one of the best boxers we got. You know, there's a reason why I said, "Hey, I want to go with this guy."
I will say, when I was at the Hot Box, there was 3 fights where the sound of the punches made me feel it, and that was 619 and Talk, that was Duva and Jay Gotham, and that was you and Hitman. Just the sound, you could feel the sound. I don't know how to explain it. Those 3 fights, though, those hits like almost hurt me listening to them.
That bass.
Nah.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
You know what's crazy? The Hitman fight. I'm gonna be real with you. That's probably the only fight I ever actually conditioned for, and that's sad to say. Everybody else I fought, 0 running, 0 conditioning, nothing. Hitman for that championship belt, man, I put in work for that, bro. And you could see it. I gave that guy a whole 13, 14, 15 piece combo, and I was not tired. Like I could see the difference.
I don't know if you'll remember.
Like everybody.
I don't know if you remember this because it was right after your fight. I talked to you for a quick second, and I was like, "Great fight." And you looked at me and goes, "He hit so hard, I will never fight him again."
Like, you want to do that again? I was
That
like, yeah, no, he's tough, but for that fight, man, I took that shit so serious, and it's crazy. Yeah. Nobody else, like even for Mike, I didn't condition at all, dude. That's my fault, you know. I should be doing more, but the thing about me, man, is like I'm lazy, bro. I'm lazy. He's like, dude, I have so much skill and I have so much like what is it called? Like
hidden potential.
I have so much hidden potential and I don't cherish that. I don't like really actually put the time into it. You know, I might have the most talent with the least amount of dedication. That's really how I look at myself, dude. Like I'm really good. I'm just not pushing myself to be great.
This is true.
That's what it is. And that's real stuff, man. Like with this last 619 fight, I did 1 day of light sparring with some friends, and that was it. And that was probably 3-4 rounds. And that was the most workout I got for the whole thing. And you could see it in my fights. Like you'll see I punched 3 times and I'm exhausted. And when you saw the Hitman one, you could see the difference. I gave him 13 and I was ready to give him another 20. Like I can see the difference. I'm just too lazy for it, man. It's real. I love this stuff, man. I love it. It just I don't love the workout part to it. And that's the sad part.
It takes discipline, bro. It does, for sure. But we've seen how you look when you take the discipline and you do what you got to do, you know. Can we pull up Tiny Tank's question from earlier? He had a question I didn't get a chance to answer. I think it was about his fight. Always, I watched the fight back and saw that Saint didn't answer when you asked if he wanted to continue. Is that why you stopped it? He didn't say no. So yeah, man. I think I told you right after the fight, bro. He didn't want to. He wasn't responding with punches, for one. He was just kind of like moving around, getting hit. And, you know, so he wasn't really fighting back. And again, yeah, he didn't answer me when I said, you know, do you want to continue? And that's a clear indicator right there.
That means no.
Yeah. You don't have to say no to say no. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of guys who don't want to say.
He wanted to say no, just didn't
want to say it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys don't want to be viewed as a quitter. You know what I mean? So they'll quit in other ways, you know, in other aspects. You know, some people look for a way out without saying, I need a way out. I'm done. You know, and that's when the ref steps in, you know, and like I said, man, you know, if you're not going to tell me you want to continue, I'm going to look at what you just did. And if what you just did was just only take damage and barely defend yourself, you know what I mean?
It's your job to protect them as the ref, though, too. And motherfuckers got to go to work on Monday. And men are men. Like, there's this alpha to it. I remember one of BJ Penn's fighters had to tap. And they asked BJ Penn afterwards, would you have tapped? He goes, yeah, he wouldn't have been wiping his own ass for a month. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I just like, you got to protect the fighters because especially in street beefs, like you're in the pros, it's on your corner, it's on the ref. I get that. But like, I just remember Jay Gotham telling me one time, like, I got to go to fucking work on Monday.
Yeah. And you can't let the pride and ego interfere with that. You know what I mean? I wish I had a second round. I'll just wait for me. But that's just the thing. Like, I could have let that go until the second round. You know what I mean? But that would have been selfish, you know, as a fan to see Tiny Tank perform. That's selfish. You know what I mean? Because the other guy he's not going to meet you to give you a fight. He's just going to, you know, continue to take damage and in a way that is not beneficial to him. Right. So everything you gave him was just enough for him to take home and, you know, work on, you know, review, you know, study, you know, get better with. You didn't have to knock him out to accomplish your goal or his. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Anthony, you should be real happy about that.
I think Tank wanted it was a first round stoppage, so Tank wanted to showcase more. He wanted to do more, you know. And I understand that completely.
You put that work in, and then you only get the one.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, though, I got to tell you, Damaniak, I watched you fight in person for that Hitman fight. If you go do some conditioning, whoever you got next has a fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, man. No, and I know that, bro. I know that's why I keep doing it. The problem is, like I said, I'm lazy, you know? Like, I need to get into a gym where they can push me, man, because I can't do it to myself.
Man, you got some AZ guys out there. You got Wedo, you got Blanco out there.
So imagine all the people I got out here, and I'm still not doing it, bro. Like that, and like it's fucked up, man. Because I know I could be doing something great, bro, and I'm over here just wasting time, not putting my all into it, you know.
Yeah. You got to get into a gym, get that membership going, spend a little money. That'll make you go and get some work.
Knowing you just spent that money for it.
Yep.
Dude, and there's a really good gym down here down the street. Literally like 5 minutes away from my house. They even have professionals in there too. It's called the Old School Boxing Gym. I went in there like twice, but I can never just stick to it, you know? And the thing is, I never went in there and got a coach. I just went in there just to like punch the bags and stuff.
I'm saying, man, you got a lot of great attributes just off of street fighting. You know what I mean? You got a lot of experience just off of that alone. So like once the technique sharpens up, once the conditioning and cardio gets where it needs to be, I mean, you're a top guy. You know, I mean, you already are one of the top guys, but you know, like
as a fan, I know I just as a fan watching you, I like watching your fights. You're as tough as 3-inch steel too. Like there's no quitting you.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. Believe me, the 619 made me want to quit. I was like, this fool. Hey, you know, I had said I always thought he didn't have power, bro. Like honestly, I was like, man, those punches ain't gonna hurt. No, that guy, he hit hard. He hit hard. I felt weight. That. I was like, whoa. Yeah, it's still 50-pound difference. And like the way he plays P-Pat with you. He goes touch, 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 boom, touch, touch, boom. And you're like, you realize it, but you can't see that on camera. It's weird. You can't.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was gonna be like, you know, it was gonna be light, you're gonna touch me, but it's not gonna hurt. Now that guy had me hurt. I was like, whoa. I was like, damn. He was in there like, why did I do this? This is what I asked for. Like, man. And I appreciate that, man, because he didn't have to take that fight either. He had already took one. Yep. He came in for the second one, but you already know he got conditioned for 5 fights, man. That guy could go all day. Like he's a gym rat, bro. Like he was like, man, that's light work. Let's do that.
I've been waiting for them to drop that fight, man, because I'm like, come on, that was one of the bigger fights that day, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. Like that fight was back and forth. Like they even asked us, he's like, man, what do you think happened there? I was like, honestly, I can't say he beat me. I can't say I beat him. Like honestly, like so I technically told him I feel like it was a draw in my case. 619 said he thought I beat him. I was like, what? But it was the last round, dude, because at the last round, everything he was doing, I was just blocking and he would get caught. Boom, boom, boom. It was block, bing, bing. Like he caught me a few times, but the majority of stuff got blocked in the end, and I caught him. And I was against the fence, bro. I had nowhere to even like stretch my arms out. I was literally like, my punches were coming from here, like boom. He was like, bro, he literally gave me no room for punches, and I still found a way to get him in there.
He suffocates people. He does that, bro.
Yeah, dude. No, he does. I see why a lot of people like.
Go ahead.
What was that? No, what was that?
Go. No, I was gonna say he told me after the event, though he was starting to feel those body shots. You know, you was landing. You said you were landing that cross.
So the cross to the body, it made him open up to the top. That's why I kept doing it. I don't know if you saw it at the end. I got him with 2 in the bottom. Boom, boom, and then I feinted to the top and got him up to the top. Boom! That one shook him. His head was like, "You." That was a clean one. But honestly, I didn't think they were even gonna do anything to him, dude. He had enough protection around that motherfucker that I was like, yeah, I'm wasting my time here.
He's got a good poker face. Yo, what up, Beast? He's got a good poker face, but like I was saying, man, that body's soft. That body's soft. Tag it. You know what I'm saying? All them tacos is right there. Shit.
And the thing is, those tacos are protecting him, though. Those motherfuckers are a body armor at that point.
It's that diaper,
like,
bro.
I would hit him.
That's the protection.
I would hit the stomach. My hand would just bounce right off. Like, what the hell? Oh. Nah, it was nice, man. I really needed that because it was the same. It was because you gotta remember him, Mike, and Coyote. All 3 of them are kind of like, in a way, they kind of all 3 of them like that same style. They like that push you against and beat you down type of style. I already went through it with Mike. 619 gave me the same experience. So it's something where I'm learning to fight when somebody's doing that to me, you know? For example, if I had to fight Mike 100 and it wouldn't be the same fight because now in the type of fight he wants to do, now I'm better at that. If that makes sense.
Right.
And when I first fought him, like I had no idea.
How they say styles makes fights, you know, and adaptability is one of those things that, you know, you got to have.
Yeah, definitely. Because not everybody's going to fight you the same way. And you don't realize why some people are so great. So you're like in there with them. You're like, damn, this little thing this person does is making me want to give up. And it could be the smallest things. Like it could just be him being in your face the whole time or him applying that little pressure, that little weight on you when you're trying to get him off. All that energy you're using to push him off of you, you're draining yourself.
Yep.
And I realized that. I was like, man, this is draining. I'm trying to keep him off me, and it's only making me tired. I was like, you know what? Just let him push you. Just fight going back. And, you know, and it worked out, honestly. I ended up doing really great. The beginning, he caught me a little. The middle, we were catching each other. It was about even. Then the end, that's when I started coming back. But by that time, I was also exhausted. And I don't know if you realize I was throwing too much power in the beginning. In the end, I started just throwing them. I was just like smacking with it, you know? So I started learning another thing that I've never known how. And that's not throwing all your power into one punch. It's more of a hit him here, you know? Because normally me, if I'm throwing a punch, I'm throwing everything into it. With 619, that last round, I had to just throw them at him, just throw them in there. And I realized how much energy that kind of saves you. Like, you don't realize when you're throwing 100% power, 2 punches is all you got. When you're throwing 30 or 50, you could throw like 10 of those.
Yep. That's part of the reason why he does the pity pat is
pity
because
pat.
he knows
Yeah.
he can do that 100 punches per round, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
So, because I used to get on him like, bro, why don't you turn your hip? Why aren't you
Mhm.
throwing any power shots? And he's like, oh, I could, but, you know, I'm trying to preserve the
That's
tank.
how he.
So,
That's how he breaks down the opponents. He's like, I'm saving my energy while you're trying to knock me out. Now you're tired. Come here. And
yeah.
that's exactly what he did to me. You know, I had to deal with it. As I was exhausted, I was like, oh man, this guy's still coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's definitely a whole other skill set, you know, whole little skill level to him. He's like, that
Yeah.
will break down some people. And you gotta realize, like, who has he beat? Like, he's beat, who was it, MDH? That fight was great, man. Like, MDH was doing good, and he ended up breaking him down. Like, and you gotta remember, MDH was a really good boxer too. He beat
Yeah.
Hitman. He was beating some pretty good people, and then came to
Bro,
him who
top
couldn't do
guys.
nothing. Top
Top
people,
guys,
bro. Like,
bro.
these ain't slouches. Like, he's breaking down some real bad people, bro. Golden Arms, for example. Golden Arms, like, he ran from him. He was like, no, like, this guy doesn't stop. He's coming. Like, he had no answer for that.
Yep. Walk Lobster, Big Daddy Williams.
The list.
Shit. Viking Warrior. I mean,
Yeah, he
bangers.
came out a draw.
Bangers.
Venom Black, like, he lost to that, but he didn't. It wasn't bad performance, you know. He did his thing. It didn't come out the way he expected, but
He showed
yeah,
that he was tough. That's what he showed. He showed that
but
he wasn't getting knocked down.
Yeah, you gotta remember the level that Venom Black was on too, though. You know,
Yeah.
he was a really good boxer, power, like a great boxer. He has power, so he wasn't gonna be able to take him out. He was able to stand with him the whole time and play his game. You know.
Yeah, I always say in that fight, that first overhand that Venom throws, that set the tone for the whole fight. Like, he rocked, you know, in the first 10 seconds, Venom throws that overhand and it catches 619. And he's like, I'm pretty sure he's rocked, you know, from the very beginning. So, you know, shout out to Venom, shout out to 619.
Well, I hate to be the one to do it because it's been a great conversation, but we've kept him 45 minutes longer than most guests. So thank you so much for your time, Damaniak. Any shout outs you want to give, anything you want to plug, now would be a great time to do it.
Yeah, man, I want to thank Streetbeefs just to give me opportunity, man, to be on here with y'all. Like I said, I watched Streetbeefs or OGs from the beginning. Like, it's a great honor for me to be here, to be able to fight and showcase for you guys. I do this for the fans. Tiny Tank, love you, man. Great fight between us. You're gonna do great. Just believe in yourself, bro. You have power. Anything else? Pretty much thank y'all for having me on the show. It was a good time, man.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Much appreciated, bro. I'll see you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Great show, bro. Great show.
But you know what? We still got some fire here.
A little bit.
Yeah, you ready to give him some fire?
A little bit. Let's go ahead and give it to him. Yeah, Sound K and the Fire 5. Let's start things off in the OG yard as always. We have a heavyweight boxing match between Mano versus Six God. Mano versus Six God. This was a great match. Comment who you guys thought won this match, because this is a very, very close battle between these two. Heavy shots, a lot of back and forth. I like to call the first round Left Hook City, because, I mean, we saw so many left hooks in that first round. But as always, every episode, I say cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. These guys had a great match, a lot of counter punching in here, and just a close fight, man. A lot of great momentum in this fight. Street Beefs OG Yard, Mano versus Six God. Yeah, moving along, we are going to Street Beef Scrapyard. This is a fight between your boy Star versus Casper. Another boxing match. These two guys, they didn't waste any time. They got straight to it. You see the timestamp. But as always, we say cardio is key. And along with that, pacing is key. Pacing is key. These guys are swinging for the fences from start to finish. All power shots, all bombs. And we got a 1-round war. Street Beef Scrapyard, your boy Star versus Casper. Firefight. Yeah, you see it, Street Beefs West Coast. If you're trying to look this fight up, there's the title. This is a fight between Scissor Fists versus X. Another boxing match, straight banger. Not the most technical fight, but these guys threw down. Point blank period. They threw caution to the wind, and they just bombed on each other. Very entertaining match. A lot of grit and determination, and we got a beautiful KO. Beautiful KO. Street Beefs, West Coast, Scissor Fists versus X. Firefight. Yeah, we got a hidden gem. Street Beefs pound for pound. This branch is no longer up and running, but this was an old classic match right here. Hida Kwan versus Nino. What can I say, man? This was a firefight. Once again, pacing is key. Pacing is key. We got a lot of counters, a lot of poised counters, aggressive pressure, a lot of back and forth between these two guys, and it made for a very entertaining fight. Street Beefs pound for pound, Hida Kwan versus Nino. And our final fight of the night, taking you back to the OG yard, Punisher versus Ox Boxing. This is another big boy heavyweight boxing match right here. And these guys did not disappoint. You see the timestamp, so you know what that means. We got a lot of overhands and hooks. We got a lot of flurries and a lot of haymakers in this fight. And as you see, these guys didn't waste any time. Straight bang time. And at 1 minute and 59 seconds, we got a crazy finish. Street Beefs OG Yard, Punisher versus Ox Boxing, Sam K and the Fire 5.
That was a fucking dope Fire 5 right there.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. The replay is always very high with these fights. So if you've seen it, go ahead, watch it again.
All right. Well, you leave me in charge and the shit goes a half hour over. That's what happens when Buddy V's not here. But it was a great conversation. And I didn't want to step on the conversation. So I was just like, I'm going to let it go because we had two great guests who gave us two great conversations.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And, you know, that's what happens sometimes, you know. We just having those good conversations, and sometimes, you know, it spills over a little bit, but it made for a great show.
All right. Well, you want to give your shout outs and then we'll get up out of here?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I want to thank our guest tonight, Wolverine, all the way from the OG Yard. I appreciate you, brother. Damaniak, appreciate you as well, brother. You guys go ahead and check these guys' fights out. They have great fights. And yeah, man, I want to thank everyone watching us in the live chat, everyone watching us on playback. We appreciate you all. Shout out Street Beefs OG Yard, Street Beefs Scrap Yard, Street Beefs West Coast, Street Beefs Dirty South. We do this for you all. Yeah, man, appreciate you, Jay. Killing it as always. You know what I'm saying? Is it too often you co-host, but when you do, you always knock it out.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Buddy V. Couldn't be with us tonight, but he's always helping us kill it when we get together. Yeah, man. You guys trying to catch me? I'm here every time, same place, same time, every week. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Shout out to Overtime Hustling Magazine and Heart in the Fight.
Yeah, I just want to thank you and Buddy V for doing this every week. You guys fucking kill it. Make sure Zuel-world.com. Go get some merch.
Get the merch.
I'd give you the fucking code, but I honestly don't remember. I think it's Y&B for 15%. But you might have to check with Buddy V on that. Message him though; he'll tell you quick. Make sure you check out Well Beyond the Arc. Montana and David are killing it. Maddie and I will give you all the draft breakdowns coming up this week. Give you our grades on the drafts, and make sure you keep tuning in because, as Maddie said in the comments, the #1 view showed on the platform is MMA Underground. So we appreciate all of your support and everybody out there. So you guys all have a great night. One world, one love. Deuces.